Thanks. Edward? Oh, by the way, Edward is going to talk about a very interesting use case that CitySprint has when they're trying to, if you like, improve their big data strategy, improve their operational strategy, improve their operations in general. And they started from virtually nothing in terms of big data, and then they've added a few more interesting things. But I'm going to let Edward describe. Just give me a second. Slide. Okay.
Hello everyone, I'm Edward Lazar. I work for CitySprint and a recent innovation lab which is called Last Mile Link Technologies. We operate in the space of logistics, and as such we have a lot of touch points, a lot of moving parts, and we move across a wide landscape of businesses, and everything we do is critical as we operate in the same day business. We're not as big as other companies, but the same as everybody else, we have our own challenges and we try to deliver on all those. Typically is about why we do what we do, and when we do those things, any traditional company will think from outside towards the inside, and they will go to, this is what we do, this is how we do it, and this is why we do it. And I'm going to paraphrase Simon Sinek here with his golden circle. And we're trying to get to the same point, to redefine why we do what we do and how we can reposition all our offerings and how we can make ourselves relevant in a world where Uber and many other companies bring the challenge and go and talk directly to consumers. And in doing so, we have looked at our big data, and for us, big data means about 63 billion touch points from multiple devices across various networks, stored on a number of technologies with NoSQL, or not only SQL being most recent additions into our technology landscape. And we need to leverage those, and in doing so, obviously we've explored Hadoop as one big data lake repository for all the information. We need a very fast and performant cloud, and this is where BIGSTEP comes into play because they have a dedicated sort of USB compared to all the other big ones. Spark, everybody talks about Spark these days, and from any NoSQL database through Spark, Spark seems to be the answer of everything. Nevertheless, it is a very good answer. And that helps us to make some meaning and go and funnel in from all this big data into something which is meaningful and redefine ourselves and propose this why back into the ecosystem and make ourselves relevant. So this picture here and all the material will be just support for me. I'm going to try and speak as free as possible. Just depicts some of our footprint. Heat maps across a very small data set is about 25 million records, and it's something we've put together with the help of a very friendly team from BIGSTEP as a POC. And it takes into account all the technologies I've mentioned before, namely Scoop, Postgres Scoop, Hadoop, Avro, Spark, and then ultimately layering on Esri as CSVs. If you zoom from inside, you won't see anything. So it's like every zero and every one we have in our data, we try to go further afield, and then suddenly we start to see Mona Lisa. We paint a different picture, every single time we go to patents, we go to clients, and we're going to say exactly as possibly Apple reinvented themselves, we will reinvent ourselves, and we will say, okay, we just happen to be in the logistics, but we believe that we can disrupt this field, and this is how we do it. And to get to this is how we do it, this big data is relevant for us. So we have taken a few use cases, and the proof is in the pudding, as always. And by employing some k-means and the data, which is a very small sample, that just proved that you can have a verification of where are we based within UK. And we came to 99.9% in terms of locations, purely from deliveries and from our operational data. So that said one story, and the story meant that we are well positioned within the territory. A next story was how we can increase this size of clusters, and that will paint obviously a different Mona Lisa. Is the one where we can go closer to our potential leads, where we can expand, how better we can utilize our workforce. And as you can see, that's moved now all the way, and we are trying to decrease the granularity and touch more businesses and increase and be more relevant. The blue dots, that shows our couriers at any given time, and then the heat map shows where the demand was. Various cluster timetables to predict demand across time at a given day. That helps us to obviously utilize our workforce, and our workforce is on demand. I mean, every single part of our business is a part which is there at free will. Yeah, the couriers themselves, they're just there because they want to, and if it's rainy, if it's winter, if it's sunny, we just need to make sure that these guys are coming there and they're empowered, and we are looking to empower themselves by providing the best data at their fingerprints. Yeah, they don't need to travel across. We need to be green at the same time, so we don't need to move if we don't have to. And this type of technology helps us to deliver on all those points across the business. This is just a small touch across the technologies we've mentioned, and in doing so, we have been looking around, and we have obviously touched on AWS. Everybody goes there first. We went to Google, we went to other clouds, and we eventually came across BIGSTEP. And BIGSTEP has given us that type of relationship and that type of why we need to talk to them, because they believe they can disrupt the space. And we like that approach. We like the people, we like the team, and we like their in-depth knowledge. And just with a very small time unit, a week, we have started from nothing to something. And then we were able to pitch this in front of the CEOs, both of the group and the last mining technology as an innovation lab, and everybody took away some wow factor from data which meant nothing, or it was present in MI reports. It was painting various stories, but at a very small level. Thank you very much.
Do you have any questions? Yeah.
Hi, thanks for the talk. You mentioned you use Hadoop, of course. You use Spark, and there's various other technologies. But there's more technologies around today, like you can check a sticker to do big data. How do you plan which technology you're going to use today, 6 months or a year's time?
Good question. We use a wide variety, but in choosing valid candidates, we will always produce a POC first. And in producing one POC, we'll actually produce several POCs. And out of those, we will select the one which gives us the comfort, the speed, delivers on all aspects, on everything we look, to get out of it. And in this particular case, we went to AWS. Yes, it was quick in putting something together, but it was impersonal. It was a lot of digging. We don't have the experience and the skill set in-house. We're hiring, we're learning every single day. By no definition a boffin in big data. I'm very much a fan. I like what I do, I like what I see, I like what I get from it. But this is it. And those results just spoke for themselves. I mean, compared to all the time we've invested, getting the resources we have obtained from building a relationship and a partnership with someone, which is something we look to do. So I think everybody in this audience will look to have a relationship with their own suppliers, and one which is empowering them rather than hampering. I need to sell you this, okay, thank you very much, goodbye, got the money. I'll see you next year when I need to renew. It doesn't work like that for us, at least. So for us to believe that we can disrupt the place, we need manpower. Technology is there, is definitely capacity, but it will empower us. People are important.
Hi, thanks for a great talk. I just want to ask, are you using this infrastructure just for insights, or is it actually part of your production?
Like I said, we've done several POCs. Now it's in the process of getting signed. Some of it has already helped us to win in some cases, so it's very close to production as a whole. But we do a canary sort of approach when we deploy something, trying to achieve on the DevOps or DevSecOps. So we're at the beginning of the journey, but it's one we are very much looking forward to undertake and expand on. The slides will become available.
Any reason for using Postgres and not MySQL or any other database?
Yes. The reason for Postgres is because we have GPS fixes. We get about 63 billion GPS fixes. So we need to just touch them down very quickly. There are a number of other solutions you can utilize, but if Postgres was good for Uber until it fell over and they moved away, I think it's very good for us as well. It's a proven technology, it's very reliable. We have a lot of skill set available, and as opposed to modeling big data with the new tools, that's something you can pick up and go. Thank you.
Hi, going from the back end to the front end, related with Esri, I think you mentioned you are using Esri technology, I guess with the goal of show off, so it's like a front end technology, like using the as template map and so on.
Esri was used for the POC to quickly render the information. In a production environment, we actually use Layer.js and some other Google currently here maps. It's a combination. So, but Esri is there for the POC when we've done it. So we've used it. It's only fair to mention it.
This is the last question.
Hi, so what was the success criteria of the POC? So did you use the full data set, or did you replicate all the business scenarios, or what was the success criteria there?
Success criteria?
Yeah.
I mean, from a big data perspective, depends on who you ask. Some say 1% of data can give you 99% of the response. So we just took the same approach. If we were able, and that was the first question, if we can actually deliver on all our requirements on a very small set of data, and we can scale up, then we have a successful POC. And in doing so, we know that we can scale Hadoop, We know we can scale the cloud and the infrastructure behind it. That also gives us the new technology, which is sort of powering through the DevOps, the Dockers, the Mesos, everything else which is interconnected. For us was easy. We click a button, we deploy a cluster of any flavor on BIGSTEP, which is something a bit more tedious, is a bit more involved. You need more skill set. So we like to abstract. We want to focus on our own business case. So technology needs to somehow be there, be transparent, and empower us to empower the business to achieve its goals.
Thank you. Thank you, Edward. So I'm going to invite CouchBASE.